Hello. Do you ever wonder why your balance seems off lately? Why bending over to tie your shoes feels harder than it used to? Or why simple movements like getting out of bed strain your abdomen and lower back? You may be unknowingly sabotaging the most vital muscle group in your body, your core, and the real threat might be sitting right on your dinner plate. Let me begin with a startling fact. After the age of 55, over 68% of adults experience measurable weakening of their core muscles, not because they stopped moving, but because they started eating the wrong way. According to the Harvard School of Public Health, certain foods high in inflammatory compounds and anti-nutrient content can damage abdominal muscle function, increase fat deposition around internal organs, and reduce your ability to stabilize your spine and hips. Yes, the very foods once considered healthy might be quietly eroding your strength from within. This is not just about vanity or weight. This is about independence, posture, and even the ability to prevent dangerous falls. You see, your core is not just your abs. It includes deep stabilizing muscles that wrap around your spine, pelvis, and abdomen, muscles that help you stand upright, twist safely, lift groceries, and protect your internal organs. When those muscles weaken, the results can be devastating: chronic back pain, hernias, bladder issues, and even loss of balance. Yet most seniors don't realize that certain everyday food choices are accelerating this decline. So if you've been struggling with posture, unexplained belly weight, or increasing difficulty in basic movements, this article will be your wake-up call. In this 6-part guide, we'll reveal the truth about foods that secretly erode your core strength, the nutrients that rebuild it, the habits that sabotage it, and the movements that can restore it, all tailored specifically for those of us navigating life past 55. Today we start with the number one villain, quietly weakening your core: processed carbohydrates and sugary foods. The real enemy, foods that inflame and weaken. At the heart of most Americans' diet, especially those over 60, lies a silent destroyer: high glycemic processed foods. Think white bread, pastries, crackers, sugary cereals, soda, and even those low-fat fruit yogurts. These foods not only offer little to no nutritional support, but they actively harm the muscles you rely on for movement, posture, and stability. Here's how. When we eat refined carbs, blood sugar spikes rapidly. That spike is followed by an insulin surge, and with repeated cycles. This pattern causes systemic inflammation. Inflammation affects muscle cells, particularly in the abdominal region, leading to fat accumulation around the waist and weakening of the stabilizing muscles. Worse yet, these foods increase the body's production of visceral fat, the dangerous fat that wraps around your liver, pancreas, and intestines. A study from the Mayo Clinic found that older adults with higher visceral fat had 40% lower abdominal strength scores than those with healthier diets, regardless of weight. That means you could be skinny, but still be silently losing core function. Have you felt it yet? Early signs of core weakness. You might be thinking, well, I don't eat that much sugar, so I'm fine. But the effects are subtle and gradual. Let's look at some of the most common early signs of a weakening core. You struggle to stand up from a seated position without using your hands. You notice a slight hunch forming in your posture, especially after meals. You've developed recurring back discomfort, even without heavy lifting. You feel a sudden loss of balance when reaching sideways or turning quickly. You find it harder to pull yourself up from bed without straining. These signs are more than aging. They are red flags that your core muscles are deactivating. And unless we address the nutritional roots, no amount of crunches or planks will fix the problem. It's not too late. A new path to strength starts here. The good news is, even if you've spent years unknowingly damaging your core through poor dietary choices, reversal is possible. In fact, studies show that older adults who eliminate inflammatory processed foods and replace them with core-supportive nutrients can regain up to 30% of core muscle function in just 8 to 12 weeks, without intense exercise. In the next section, we'll explore exactly which nutrients are responsible for rebuilding your abdominal strength, from magnesium to omega-3s, and how to get them through natural, affordable, and senior-friendly foods. But first, a simple challenge. Go to your kitchen after reading this. Look at your cereal box, your bread, or your snacks. If sugar or refined flour is among the first ingredients, it's time to let them go. Because your core is more than a muscle. It's the foundation of your strength, your dignity, and your freedom. Imagine this: your core muscles, dormant and weakened for years, gradually reawakening, not from grueling workouts, but from the nutrients you feed them. Yes, food is not just fuel. For seniors, food is medicine. And when it comes to regaining core strength, certain nutrients play a critical, almost miraculous role in muscle repair, fat reduction, and metabolic revitalization. Let's take a closer look at 5 of the most essential nutrients scientifically proven to help older adults rebuild core strength, improve posture, and reduce harmful abdominal fat. Magnesium, the silent muscle activator. Magnesium is not just another mineral. It is the switch that turns on your muscles, particularly those deep inside your core. It facilitates over 300 biochemical reactions in the body, including muscle contractions and nerve signaling. But here's the problem. Over 70% of adults over 60 in the United States are magnesium deficient, according to the National Institutes of Health, NIH. Without adequate magnesium, your core muscles struggle to contract efficiently. You may feel sluggish, unable to hold your balance or sit upright for extended periods. Worse yet, magnesium deficiency is linked to increased belly fat and chronic inflammation, 2 enemies of a strong, functional core. Best sources for seniors: cooked spinach, 1 cup or 78 mg magnesium. Pumpkin seeds, almonds, but in moderation to avoid overconsumption of omega-6s. Black beans. Try incorporating magnesium-rich foods at dinner, when muscle recovery is most active during sleep. 2. Omega-3 fatty acids, your anti-inflammatory weapon. Omega-3s, especially EPA and DHA found in fatty fish, help reduce systemic inflammation, a major contributor to muscle breakdown in older adults. What many seniors don't realize is that chronic inflammation targets abdominal muscles, weakening your internal girdle and promoting visceral fat accumulation. Research from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that seniors who consumed high levels of omega-3s had significantly less abdominal fat and greater muscle protein synthesis, even without increasing exercise. Best sources: wild salmon, sardines, mackerel, chia seeds and flax seeds for vegetarians. Tip: aim for 2 servings of fatty fish per week, or consider a high-quality fish oil supplement if approved by your doctor. 3. Vitamin D, the muscle connection. Most ignore. While vitamin D is most famous for its role in bone health, it is also essential for muscle contraction and coordination. Seniors with low vitamin D levels often experience poor balance, increased falls, and yes, a core weakness. Why? Because vitamin D influences calcium absorption, which is crucial for muscle signaling. Deficiency in this vitamin leads to muscle fatigue, especially in the midsection and lower back. According to Harvard Health Publishing, up to 60% of adults over 65 are vitamin D deficient, largely due to reduced sun exposure and decreased skin synthesis. Sources for seniors: egg yolks, fortified dairy or almond milk, fatty fish, vitamin D3 supplements. Ask your doctor about testing your levels. Take vitamin D with a meal containing fat for better absorption. 4. Protein, the rebuilding block of core muscles. You've heard it before, but it bears repeating. Protein is the most critical nutrient for muscle repair and maintenance. After 60, the body becomes less efficient at synthesizing protein into muscle, a condition called anabolic resistance. This means you need more high-quality protein to trigger the same muscle-building effects as when you were younger. The American Journal of Physiology recommends that older adults consume at least 25-30 grams of protein per meal, especially after periods of inactivity, to stimulate core muscle synthesis. Best protein sources for core recovery: Greek yogurt, slow digesting, ideal at night; eggs, high in leucine; lean poultry and fish; lentils and quinoa for plant-based diets. Divide protein evenly across meals to avoid overload at dinner. Your core muscles need steady fuel throughout the day. 5. B vitamins, the energy and nerve supporters. Core strength is not just about muscle fibers. It also depends heavily on neuromuscular coordination. That's where B vitamins, especially B12 and B6, come into play. They help maintain the myelin sheath around nerves, ensuring fast and accurate communication between your brain and your muscles, a must for core balance and reflexes. A study from Tufts University found that older adults with B vitamin deficiencies had slower gait speed, higher fall risk, and impaired abdominal control during movement. Best food sources: eggs, B12 and choline; beef liver, rich in B12, use in moderation. Nutritional yeast for B complex, fortified cereals and whole grains. If you've noticed tingling, numbness, or sluggish core movements, ask your doctor about B12 levels, especially if you're on metformin or antacids, which can interfere with absorption. Putting it all together, your nutrient plan for core recovery. To maximize the power of these nutrients, think in balanced meals, a breakfast of scrambled eggs and spinach, a lunch of grilled salmon and quinoa, and a dinner with roasted sweet potatoes and Greek yogurt dessert. Remember, it's not about eating more, it's about eating right. Small shifts in your daily intake can reignite the strength of your core, improve posture, and help you move with more confidence and less pain. In the next section, we'll uncover common daily habits, often well-intentioned, that are secretly sabotaging your core. From sitting styles to medication interactions, you'll learn what to avoid and how to protect your strength for years to come. You may think you're doing everything right. You eat relatively well, go for walks, maybe even do light stretching. But what if I told you that several daily habits, so common they feel harmless, are actively weakening your core every single day? And the worst part is, you likely have no idea it's happening. The truth is, our modern lifestyle, especially as we age, contains multiple routines and conveniences that slowly and subtly deactivate the very muscles we rely on for stability, balance, and strength. These aren't dramatic accidents. They're quiet patterns that, over time, lead to loss of posture, poor spinal support, and even dangerous falls. In this section, we expose 5 overlooked habits that weaken your core and offer simple adjustments that can transform your daily life, helping you move better, feel stronger, and regain that lost sense of stability. 1. Excessive sitting, the core's worst enemy. It's no exaggeration to say that sitting is the new smoking. When it comes to muscle health, the average American over 60 spends over 9 hours a day seated, whether watching television, using a tablet, or resting between activities. The problem? Long periods of sitting deactivate the core muscles. When you sit, particularly in a reclined position, your abdominal and spinal stabilizers go offline. Your body shifts reliance to chairs, cushions, and external support, causing the inner core to atrophy. Worse still, slouched sitting places stress on the lumbar spine and compresses the organs, leading to back pain, constipation, and shallow breathing, all signs of a weak core. The solution: set a timer to stand or walk for 5 minutes every 30-40 minutes. Use chairs without armrests to encourage upright posture. Place a small pillow behind your lower back to engage your abs. Little movements throughout the day compound into powerful change. 2. Avoiding rotation and twisting movements. As we age, many of us instinctively avoid movements that feel unsafe, like twisting, reaching sideways, or turning suddenly. While this caution is understandable, completely avoiding rotation actually leads to further weakness in the obliques and transverse abdominis, the very muscles that support rotational balance. Over time, this creates a rigid torso, poor spinal mobility, and loss of independence in basic tasks like backing out of a parking spot, reaching for a seatbelt, or turning while carrying groceries. The fix: integrate gentle twisting movements daily. Seated torso twists, side stretches, or standing rotations, while holding onto a countertop can all re-engage dormant muscles. Just 2-3 minutes a day can preserve rotational mobility and protect your spine. 3. Poor breathing habits. Shallow breath, shallow core. Here's a habit few talk about. How you breathe affects your core. Many seniors develop shallow chest breathing due to posture, stress, or lung capacity changes. This bypasses the diaphragm, a major component of core stability. Without proper diaphragmatic activation, your lower abdominals weaken, and your spine loses its internal support system. The result? Fatigue, poor circulation, and abdominal sagging. Corrective strategy: practice diaphragmatic breathing. Inhale deeply through your nose so your belly expands, not your chest. Exhale slowly through your mouth. Try this for 3 to 5 minutes each morning. It strengthens your deep core and improves oxygen flow. 4. Overuse of assistive devices without strength training. Many seniors use walkers, canes, or mobility chairs, and rightly so for safety. However, using them without accompanying strength exercises can accelerate muscle loss, especially in the hips, pelvis, and lower abdominals. When your device carries your weight, your body loses the incentive to activate stabilizing muscles. Over time, this leads to a reliance spiral. The more you use the device, the weaker your core becomes, and the more dependent you grow. Solution: work with a physical therapist or follow a senior-safe home program to keep your hip flexors, glutes, and core engaged. Even seated leg raises or gentle pelvic tilts can counteract this effect. 5. Medication-induced muscle weakness. Few seniors realize that certain common medications can interfere with core muscle health. Statins, prescribed for cholesterol, may cause muscle pain or weakness in some individuals. Corticosteroids used for inflammation can reduce muscle mass if taken long-term. Even common acid reducers like PPIs can deplete magnesium, a critical mineral, for core contraction. You may feel tired, struggle with posture, or notice abdominal sagging, but blame it on age, when in fact, your medication may be a hidden culprit. What to do? Never stop medication without medical guidance. But do talk with your doctor or pharmacist if you've noticed muscle changes. Ask if your drugs could affect nutrient absorption or muscle strength, and if supplementation is appropriate. The takeaway: rebuild strength by changing the routine. Core weakness doesn't happen overnight. It's the cumulative result of small, repeated habits, many of them seemingly harmless. But by becoming aware of these daily patterns, you can make conscious choices that rebuild rather than reduce your strength. You do not need an expensive gym membership or strenuous workouts. Just moving with intention, breathing fully, and nourishing your muscles with the right activities. These can restore a surprising level of stability and strength, even in your 70s or 80s. In the next section, we'll move from theory to food, revealing specific anti-inflammatory, core-enhancing foods you can eat every day to energize your abdomen, slim your waist, and protect your independence. If you've been feeling your waistline expand while your abdominal strength fades, it might be time to stop focusing on workouts and start focusing on your plate. Because the food you eat can either nourish your core, muscles, or quietly sabotage them. And for seniors, the difference often lies not in eating more, but in choosing better. In this section, we reveal 6 everyday foods that have been scientifically proven to strengthen the abdominal muscles, reduce harmful belly fat, and reignite your energy from within. You'll learn how to use them correctly, the best time of day to eat them, what to combine them with, and what to avoid, so your diet becomes a daily act of core renewal. 1. Eggs, the morning core multivitamin. Few foods deliver the muscle-building power of eggs, especially for older adults. A single large egg contains 6 grams of high-quality protein, rich in leucine, an amino acid essential for triggering muscle growth. But eggs offer more than just protein. They're packed with vitamin D, B12, and choline, nutrients that support nerve signaling, reduce inflammation, and help maintain neuromuscular control. And that's crucial for your core, where balance and coordination matter as much as strength. How to use. Enjoy 1 to 2 eggs for breakfast 3 to 4 times per week, ideally paired with fiber-rich vegetables like spinach or peppers. Avoid pairing with white toast or sugary juice, which blunts the muscle benefits. Caution: if you have high cholesterol or a family history of heart disease, consult your doctor about frequency and whole egg versus egg white consumption. 2. Greek yogurt, the nighttime core repairer. Greek yogurt is a secret weapon for seniors, rebuilding muscle, especially when consumed in the evening. Why? Because its slow-digesting casein protein releases amino acids throughout the night, supporting overnight muscle repair and preservation. Additionally, Greek yogurt is high in calcium and probiotics, which reduce inflammation and improve digestion, key for absorbing nutrients that strengthen the core. How to use. Choose plain, unsweetened Greek yogurt with at least 15 grams of protein per serving. Add berries, cinnamon, or chia seeds for extra fiber and antioxidants. Caution: avoid fruit on the bottom, or flavored varieties loaded with sugar. They spike insulin and promote belly fat. 3. Salmon, the omega-3, anti-belly fat fighter. As covered in Part 2, omega-3s play a key role in reducing abdominal inflammation and improving muscle responsiveness. Fatty fish like salmon are also rich in vitamin D and protein, making them a triple threat for belly fat and core weakness. A study in the Journal of Nutrition found that older adults who consumed salmon twice weekly had less visceral fat and greater core endurance during walking and posture tests. How to use. Eat 4 to 6 ounces of grilled or baked salmon twice a week. Pair with steamed broccoli or roasted sweet potatoes to amplify the anti-inflammatory effect. Caution: Avoid fried versions or fish packed in oils with high omega-6 content, such as soybean or corn oil. 4. Avocados, the healthy fat that shrinks the waist. Avocados are one of the few plant foods that contain both monounsaturated fats and potassium, the perfect combination to support muscle contraction and target belly fat. In a study by the Journal of the American Heart Association, seniors who added half an avocado daily to their lunch saw a 1.6-inch reduction in waist circumference over 12 weeks, without changing anything else. Avocados also help your body absorb fat-soluble nutrients like vitamin D and E, both crucial for maintaining healthy core muscles. How to use: spread avocado on whole grain toast, blend into smoothies or dice into salads. Half an avocado per day is ideal. Caution: they are calorie-dense, so limit portions if you're watching weight. And avoid processed guacamole with added preservatives and sodium. Oats, the energy fuel for abdominal endurance. Oats offer complex carbohydrates, plant-based protein, and beta-glucan fiber, which stabilizes blood sugar and supports sustained energy. That matters because sudden crashes in glucose reduce stamina, and your core muscles rely on endurance to maintain posture throughout the day. Oats also contain magnesium and B vitamins, which are essential for muscle activation and metabolism. How to use: choose steel-cut or rolled oats, not instant. Prepare with unsweetened almond milk or water, and top with nuts, seeds, or a few berries. Avoid sugary toppings like syrup or flavored creamers. Caution: instant oats or weight loss versions often contain hidden sugars that do more harm than good. 6. Spinach, the circulation booster for your core. Spinach might seem humble, but it's a circulation powerhouse. Rich in natural nitrates, spinach helps improve blood flow to the lower abdominal region, enhancing oxygen delivery to core muscles. This promotes muscle tone and reduces stiffness, especially in the hips and pelvis. Spinach also delivers iron, magnesium, and vitamin K, supporting both strength and bone stability. How to use: lightly steam or saute spinach and eat as a side at lunch or dinner. Add to smoothies, omelets, or soups. Avoid boiling, which destroys key nutrients. Caution: those on blood thinners should moderate spinach intake due to vitamin K content. The power of synergy. Eat with purpose. Each of these foods alone is powerful, but when combined in a thoughtful weekly routine, they form a synergistic defense against aging-related core weakness. Imagine starting your day with oats and eggs, enjoying salmon and spinach for lunch, then ending with Greek yogurt and avocado toast at night. That's a day of meals designed not just for nourishment, but for rebuilding your strength from the inside out. In the next section, we'll move from the kitchen to the body, covering targeted exercises, sleep routines, and therapeutic techniques that support your abdominal wall and improve posture, even for those with limited mobility. By now, you know what not to eat and what to eat to protect your core muscles. But there's one more crucial piece of the puzzle: movement. Not aggressive gym routines or complicated machines, but gentle, consistent habits that awaken your abdominal muscles, support spinal health, and promote balance. For adults over 60, especially those facing joint stiffness, arthritis, or limited mobility, rebuilding core strength doesn't mean performing crunches or planks. In fact, those classic exercises can cause more harm than good if done improperly. Instead, what seniors need are functional, age-appropriate movements, paired with sleep and therapeutic habits that promote daily recovery and resilience. This section outlines 5 practical methods, from exercises to bedtime routines, that safely and effectively strengthen your core, whether you're in your 60s or late 80s. These techniques are designed to help you stand taller, walk steadier, and reclaim your physical independence. 1. Seated core engagement, building strength without standing. If standing exercises cause discomfort, start with seated abdominal bracing, a simple but powerful technique that activates your deep core muscles while sitting in a chair. How to do it? Sit upright, feet flat, shoulders relaxed. Inhale deeply. As you exhale, draw your belly button inward toward your spine. Hold gently for 5-10 seconds without holding your breath. Repeat 8 to 10 times. This can be done while watching TV, reading, or even riding in a car. Over time, this improves posture, spine stability, and pelvic floor strength, the foundation of core control. Tip: set a daily reminder on your phone or tie it to a regular activity like mealtime. 2. Standing marches, safe balance and core co-activation. Standing marches are ideal for boosting lower, abdominal tone while enhancing balance. They also retrain your hips and thighs, muscles that work in tandem with your core for stable walking. How to do it? Stand behind a sturdy chair. Lift one knee toward your chest as high as comfortable. Hold for 3 seconds, then lower. Alternate sides. Aim for 10 reps each leg twice a day. To increase the challenge, engage your abs as you lift. Imagine zipping up a tight jacket. This mental cue draws in your core and deepens the activation. Caution: use a wall or chair for support if you're unsteady. 3. Diaphragmatic breathing plus pelvic tilt combo. Pairing deep breathing with a pelvic tilt retrains the nervous system to coordinate core engagement with movement, a crucial skill for fall prevention and mobility. How to do it lying down. Lie on your back with knees bent, feet flat. Inhale deeply through your nose, letting your belly rise. As you exhale through your mouth, tilt your pelvis gently backward, flattening your back against the floor. Hold for 5 seconds. Repeat 10-12 times, once or twice daily. This technique not only strengthens your transverse abdominis, the deepest abdominal muscle, but also eases low back tension, perfect before bed. 4. Sleep quality, the hidden factor in muscle regeneration. Most seniors don't realize that muscles grow and repair during deep sleep, not while you're awake. And without adequate rest, all the food and exercise in the world won't rebuild your core. A study in the Journal of Gerontology found that older adults with less than 6 hours of sleep per night experienced 30% greater muscle loss than those who slept 7-8 hours. Strategies for better sleep to support core repair. Avoid caffeine after 2 p.m. Dim lights, 1 hour before bedtime to promote melatonin. Use a pillow under the knees when sleeping on your back to support spinal alignment. Maintain a consistent sleep-wake schedule. Bonus tip: drinking a warm, magnesium-rich beverage, like chamomile tea with almond milk, can calm nerves and improve sleep depth, further supporting abdominal recovery. 5. Gentle core therapy, when movement alone isn't enough. For some seniors, chronic pain or mobility issues make even gentle exercise difficult. In those cases, physical therapy or soft tissue modalities can provide the boost needed to restore core function. Effective core targeting therapies include myofascial release therapy, which reduces tightness in the lower back and hips; electrical muscle stimulation, EMS, a non-invasive method to activate dormant abdominal fibers; aquatic therapy, which allows pain-free movement and core engagement in warm water; chair yoga or tai chi, which improve body awareness; spinal mobility and balance. Ask your healthcare provider about Medicare-covered physical therapy, especially if you've experienced a recent fall or have a documented condition like sciatica or osteoarthritis. The 3-part core routine: eat, move, sleep. To truly rebuild your abdominal strength after 60, you need a routine that connects nutrition, movement, and rest. That means eating your muscle-supporting foods, moving your midsection daily, even while seated, and honoring sleep as the recovery engine it is. You do not need perfection. You need consistency. And the results are powerful: better posture, greater walking confidence, reduced belly pressure, and freedom from the backaches that make daily life feel harder than it should. In the final section, we'll bring everything together, outlining a 7-day practical plan to reset your core, reclaim your energy, and take back control of your movement and vitality. Let's take a moment to imagine a different version of your week. One where you rise from bed without groaning. You reach for the cupboard with steady arms. You walk across the room with a posture that feels firm, upright, and balanced. That reality isn't far off. It begins with just a few shifts, repeated consistently for 7 days. In this final chapter, we tie everything together. You've learned the hidden food culprits behind weakening core muscles, the power of nutrients like magnesium and omega-3s, the everyday mistakes that sabotage strength, the foods that rebuild your core, and the movement patterns that restore stability. Now we give you a simple roadmap. 1 week to reset your core and reignite the strength you deserve. Your 7-day core strength reset plan. This plan is gentle, effective, and tailored for seniors. It includes no heavy workouts, no extreme diets, just smart steps day by day. Day 1, Awareness Plus, Anti-Inflammatory Reset. Remove refined carbs, white bread, sugary drinks. Eat salmon, plus steamed spinach. Do seated core engagement, 10 reps. Sleep, lights out by 10 p.m. Day 2, rebuild with nutrients. Eat Greek yogurt breakfast plus avocado toast lunch. Supplement. Check your magnesium intake or ask your doctor. Do standing marches, 10 reps per leg. Breathe, 3-minute deep breathing session. Day 3, activate core muscles. Move, diaphragmatic breathing plus and pelvic tilts, 10 rounds. Snack, hard-boiled egg plus berries. Avoid sitting more than 45 minutes at a time. Sleep tip, place pillow under knees. Day 4, midweek momentum. Eat oatmeal with chia plus banana slices. Stretch, side torso reaches and gentle twists. Do short evening walk after dinner. Hydrate, 2 extra glasses of water today. Day 5, core-focused day. Therapy. Try warm compress on lower back before breathing exercise. Do chair yoga or guided 10-min YouTube for seniors. Eat grilled chicken with sweet potatoes and broccoli. Reflect. Journal 1 moment when you felt stronger this week. Day 6, strength and stability practice. Do standing marches plus breathing combo. Eat omelet with spinach plus a slice of avocado. Snack, small portion of almonds. Rest, afternoon nap or light meditation. Day 7, integration and planning ahead. Do combine all movements into a 10-minute flow. Eat favorite nutrient-rich meal from the week. Plan. List 3 core-friendly habits to continue. Sleep. Review bedtime lighting, meal timing, and temperature for better rest. Final recap. What you've gained. Let's recap what we've learned across this journey. The real danger isn't just inactivity. It's food choices that fuel inflammation and weaken your center. Magnesium, vitamin D, omega-3s, and protein aren't just nutrients. They are your frontline defense. Small daily habits, like how you sit, breathe, and sleep, dramatically shape your core over time. Gentle movement, from seated engagement to bedtime breathing, can rebuild stability at any age. And most importantly, your body is still capable of change. Strength and power, no matter your age. Core strength is about more than muscle. It's about freedom, confidence, the ability to get up, go out, and live fully without fear of falling. Without pain in your spine, without the quiet frustration of a weakening frame. You deserve more than that. And now you know how to get there. Now it's your turn, let's talk. Have you tried any of the habits or foods in this series? Have you noticed signs of core weakness, balance loss, back strain or posture decline? Which part of the 7-day reset plan do you want to start with? Or better yet, what's your age and how are you working to stay strong? Drop a comment below and share your journey. Your story might just inspire someone else to take their first step. And if you found this content helpful, please like this post, subscribe to the channel, and share it with a friend or loved one who needs it. Because your strength is worth protecting. 1 breath, 1 meal, and 1 movement at a time.